On the Madrid fault, did I touch base on that?
What's that?
That the government?
Yeah, kind of.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah, we had mentioned it's being done on purpose.
Yeah, I just wanted to entertain the idea that they would split this country in half with the Mississippi River. And yeah, I think we did. So you can edit that.
Yeah.
Going back to the Narubu, because this went with Narubu.
Oh.
I wanted to also put out a request, and this is for numerous of things, because I know we have our UFO watchers out there as well. What I'd like everybody to do, anybody that's subscribing, grab a camcorder. There's one thing they can't do, is they can't cloud the every darn sky. Aim them up at the sky. Start doing some recordings of the sky. Let us know what you see. I've had numerous people comment about the moon.
Yeah.
About where the sun is setting, that it's not setting where it usually does. We are in a wobble, so things will be different about every night. So I just wanted to bring that up too. Just set up a recorder and let's see what we can catch. You know, I'm setting mine up, so if I catch anything, I'm near 2 Air Force bases here, so if I catch anything, I'll be sure to put it on for you to see.
Cool.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
all right, one other subject. You want to start it off?
Well, I done a video a few days back, and it was about all the nuke plants that's on the New Madrid fault line. And of course, we had already talked about the New Madrid, but this is a pretty big concern. There's a whole bunch of them. I think there's like 14 around the New Madrid fault line. Now, you people that live in those states, you need to get a hold of your congressman or whoever to get those things shut down. And then also find out how many spent fuel rods are in those things. Because from what I understand, the spent fuel rods have even more radiation than the
Yes.
nuclear reactor itself.
We're not going to sit here and act like we're nuclear scientists. We're not. Dutch is actually, bless his heart, and thank you very much for what you do, Dutch. He travels around and takes radiation readings from the Fukushima disaster over there in Japan. I can only assure you that when this fault lets go here, if they haven't done something with them nuke plants, yeah, he won't have to go far for a nuclear reading. It'll be our lives will be done.
It will make Fukushima look small.
So why are we sitting here waiting on this to happen, folks? Let's make some calls. Let's make some people get out there and protest and find out why. You know, they only brought this up one time about the nuclear plants on the Mississippi, and I believe it was right as it was flooding.
Really?
Now you don't hear anything said about it at all.
No.
So it's time for us to say something. I mean, say something, people. I'm not kidding you. I don't know which reactor it was that threw rods 2 miles into the ocean in Japan, but they are having fusion out of those that are in the ocean floor. So don't see that disaster coming to an end. Another thing is can't contact Japan. If anybody is in touch with someone in Japan, I'd sure like to see some more on the Japan sinking thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And other countries, I guess,
Yeah.
are sinking. Indonesia?
It is?
Yeah, Indonesia.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Shit.
Bugs on this a little bit. Believer's Underground. He's another good guy to listen to. Yeah, you got sinking going on all over the place. And just had a new fish death in Georgia. I heard about today.
Yeah. Wasn't there one in Florida yesterday?
Well, it probably was. They are still happening, but you're not hearing mainstream media. You're only going to hear it from guys like us that do some homework. Man, keep doing your homework, guys. It's great to do, but in the same breath, I know that you've prepared to keep yourself sustained for a few months, but I think also we need to talk about this getting together and taking these people that need to be in prison to prison before this country is destroyed and never to return.
Yeah. Because face it, you know, America's not America anymore. I mean, everything's changing, and there's a lot of people who want to see it brought into this new world order, And no, no, no. All the real Americans out there, you don't want that. Because what? We'll be speaking Chinese and
Well, per the Georgia Guidestones, there'll be a new language and one new religion, one new language. You know, Nikolai Tesla, I have to mention that man. Most of the stuff that's being used on us right now are Nikolai Tesla's inventions. And I did a little research on him a long, long time ago. Like I say, I've been touching base on these subjects here for probably 15 to 20 years. The oscillator, if anybody's ever heard of that, I know everybody's kind of connecting everything to HAARP now, and maybe they have combined it over the years, but the oscillator, if you'll remember that story, Nikolai Tesla invented that in a hotel room. And he turned it on, and when nothing happened, he kind of freaked out, and he checked all of his connections, and he went out to smoke a cigarette or stand on the balcony and get his breath, and there was total devastation for 20 to 25 miles around him. So it did work, but he just didn't feel it in the epicenter.
yeah.
So just know this, that you remember the 700 earthquakes they got in 5 or 6 months down there in Arkansas?
Arkansas, yeah, just north of.
Those were very shallow.
Yeah.
And they were very persistent. So I'm going to go with the oscillator. I'm going to go with this was an intent to collapse this fault line on purpose. And there's a conspiracy theory, but I'll own that one. You folks can write me on that one, that's fine. I'll take the claim on that one. I do believe it's intentional to split this country.
Now, you know, you've got those small earthquakes of 2 and 3, you know, plus the water and the pressure. I don't know. I don't call it a theory or a conspiracy theory. I call it a conspiracy. They're trying to do it.
Well, the HAARP program, thanks again, Dutch. He shows those rings, tells you where the storms are going to be 24 to 48 hours. His accuracy is like really, really awesome.
He's pretty
dead on it. Good job on that. Sound waves is how that's based in, isn't that correct? Electronic and sound, right?
Yeah.
The sound waves can be used for a multitude of things, actually. Actually, I don't know if any of you folks knew that they can use that to drive you crazy.
Yeah, make you hear voices.
Make you, yeah. And maybe have that ringing in your ear, that tinnitus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you might get some tinnitus from this, too. And where'd that word come from? I'd never seen that before these commercials come out about a year and a half ago,
No.
I think. I'd never heard of tinnitus. I had ear
Ringing.
problems ringing in my ear from my stereo being too loud. But not from a sound wave that I couldn't hear. So that's another thing, like I said, is the sound waves can be used to manipulate your mind. So, like I said, through all this stuff that we're feeding into our brains right now, we are just overpacking ourselves with knowledge. When bottom line is, dig down deep right here, fellas. Ladies, you know what time it is. I hate to say it myself, but you know what needs to be done here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, with that being said, you know, just notice we're going to wrap this video up for now, but you haven't heard the last of me, nor have you from Brett, Poor Man's News.
And by the way, this video will be on his channel as well as mine. So, you know.
And we're going to back it up too, right?
Yeah.
So that, you know, if it gets lost, y'all can just ask for it and we'll send it to you. Like Bug says,
Information. Shock resistant.
it's shock resistant. So I think we've done pretty well, all of us that have a subscription, have their own sites. You've done well. Everybody's done well at getting information. I'm just thinking that the information time is done. We know what's coming. We know what their intentions are.
Yep.
Now it's preventative. And I can't do this by myself. And like I said, if they come get me, I hope somebody else will stand up, man.
Also, call your congressman or whatever.
The nuke plants
nuke
on the
plants,
Mississippi. There he goes, man. This is where I get a little belligerent. I got a little belligerent with you on the phone last night about it because I've been wanting to get this video out, and like I said, I'm not always the nice guy. When I get to do this by myself, if I ever learn how, you probably won't be liking me too much because I'm a guy that tells it like it is. And yes, I try to be subtle, but I'm not real good at it. But I want to thank you, man, for taking time out of your day to come over and do this.
Thanks for doing the video.
I really can't emphasize enough these nuke plants on the Mississippi. Get up off of your asses, make some calls, ask the question. Why is it we're doing nothing about them? Isn't that a question that's in your head? I mean, man, Dutch going around taking the readings for Fukushima. Man, it's going to be here, and it's going to be a scale beyond control.
Yeah.
So start asking these questions. Anybody and everybody, make some noise, people. It's time to quit sharing information with each other to subscribers and start getting to the point. That's these people in a suit and tie. I actually told Brett I was going to wear a suit and tie because maybe that's the only way to get your attention.
But it's our lives. Your lives are on the line.
Everybody's.
Right.
Everybody's. I don't care what color you are, neither does it what's going to happen. So push all the bull aside, people. Pull together. It's that time. Help me, help us, help our kids to have a future. Thank you, YouTube.